Oh, who wants to learn how to play like someone who has close to 2000 LP? Alright, so the second highest ranked player in the world is North America's General Sniper, a top lane main who is known for playing Riven, and the dude is so close to 1900 LP. Now, very few players in the history of League have been anywhere near this amount of league points, so today, the Jizz is going to reveal what is so special about the Sniper's playstyle, so you can try to replicate it in your games. Now, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. We have so much pre-season content lined up, which is just around the corner, and you will not want to miss it. So let's get into the video, guys, and talk about what General Sniper does. Now, the first thing he does when he doesn't have to leash his jungler, he's going to auto attack and use his Q on the minion wave here. And what this allows him to do, of course, is to get the push. So he's going to hit level 2 first, and because he has the minion advantage here, if he's to fight the enemy top laner, he's pretty much always going to win. So already, he is establishing control in this lane. And when he has his third Q available here, you will see him jump on top of Viego's head. But why doesn't he auto attack him? Well, this is simply because he will take too much minion aggro from the blue minions. So whenever you jump onto an enemy champion, guys, in their minion wave, be very careful of taking too much damage from their minions. Now, Sniper, when the next wave comes in, the first melee minion, he's going to hit level 2 off. But unfortunately, Viego has his head screwed on, and he's not going to get caught out by this. But General Sniper does something after this that is extremely smart. So this wave looks as if it's in a really bad position, but here's the thing, guys. Viego cannot freeze this wave. So realistically, if Riven doesn't touch this wave, it will actually push back into her, and this is what Sniper is going to do. He's actually just going to leave the minions, so Viego creates a bigger minion wave, and this will push back into Sniper over the next minute or so. So what you're doing in the present is really setting yourself up for the future, and it's such a smart move because in the top lane, jungle presence can be a deciding factor. So the fact that the minion wave is going to be closer to Riven's side of the lane means that for the enemy jungler, it's a lot harder to gank Sniper, and it's also really useful here because Fiddlesticks is eventually going to part back to the top side of the map. So when this lane actually resets along this big wall, you can see that Fiddlesticks is actually nearby. So if Viego does misplay, Fiddlesticks can catch him out, and so can Sniper, just because of how he let the wave push back into him. Now, once this wave gets thinned out, you can see on the map, guys, that there is an on-the-way ping from Sniper here. This is really important because this is communication. If you don't make these type of pings, your jungler doesn't know what day it is, and he's not going to come to your lane. So by pinging on the way, you are telling your jungler, hey bro, I really want to fight this guy, and Sniper even pings the Viego here when he actually sees him in the lane and kills Sapri. This Fiddlesticks ends up running to the top side of the map. But for this gank as well, guys, it's very important. It doesn't actually matter what champion you're playing, you have your major abilities ready. So for a gank, Riven's key burst, her W, which has a stun in it, this is going to be vital to have to set up the gank. So Sniper has this. He also has his E, which acts as a gap closer. He also has his flash if he needs to get even closer to Viego. But if all of these cooldowns are on cooldown, Viego, you never know, he might actually escape. And after killing this Viego, Sniper tries to hard shove the minion wave, but all of a sudden Viego is TPing back to this tower. Now for Sniper, he already has enough gold for a whip and a longsword. So what we're talking about here is tempo. If you already have enough gold for an item or 2 really good items, you can just recall and buy those items and get back to your lane ASAP. This is essential to understand because you don't want to be doing something you don't have to do, because that really is wasting time. So Sniper recalls immediately and then TPs back to the wave. And you might be thinking here, but what about if Viego freezes? Well, Sniper is so far ahead of him. So if Viego does set up a freeze, Sniper can just hard shove this minion wave and there are no worries whatsoever. Now, how Sniper is going to manage these minion waves is really important as well. So this next one that's coming to the top lane, Sniper is actually going to start hitting this minion wave before it even resets in the lane. This is purely because his jungler Fiddlesticks is threatening to dive again. But Viego actually makes a smart play and chases the Fiddlesticks away. So Sniper continues to shove this minion wave, and Viego, if he does chase the Fiddlesticks, will miss some of these minions. But he gets back to lane in time, and then Sniper is going to do a really cool trick. And this trick is going to allow you to damage the enemy champion for free under their tower without taking a tower shot. And it starts with looking at the enemy tower and waiting until the enemy champion is in range of your attack. So as soon as this enemy tower points towards the ranged minion on the right, Sniper knows that he has a tiny window of opportunity here to damage Viego as that tower shot is traveling towards his ranged minion. So he stuns Viego, auto attacks him, dashes back out, and does not take a single tower shot. So this is something you can definitely be aware of in your games. Now this next minion wave, you can see that it's reset in the middle of the lane, and this is so good for Sniper because he has a big advantage in terms of HP and also items. So if he fights Viego, he's definitely going to win. And the other thing about this minion wave, guys, is that this is the second cannon wave, which spells level 6. So Sniper, after he hits level 6 here, is going to position very differently. He's going to stand parallel to this melee minion, and as soon as Viego queues for this melee minion, he's going to dash towards him with his ultimate and kill his poor opponent. But this is really set up by his positioning. The combo, it doesn't even really matter. He's going to get a kill here regardless because he's putting his champion in a position to reach Viego when he goes for the CS. This is so important to do in your games when you have an advantage. But you might be like, but what if Viego doesn't go for the minion? Well, you deny gold. So it's a win win-win situation. But Sniper is going to get pretty greedy here, guys, and he's going to try and kill the Kindred under this tower. Now, if Kindred doesn't have flash, he would actually 100% kill this Kindred here. And it really starts, guys, by Viper running up to the Kindred and auto-attacking to start this combo. Way too many players, when they fight or turret dive, use their abilities to start their combo. Auto-attacking beforehand is always going to maximize your DPS, so make sure you do it. But unfortunately, because Kindred has flash and Sniper doesn't, she gets away and Sniper does give up a shutdown. But thankfully, Viego is still super weak, so we have to figure out what it is that Sniper does to continue hard stomping this top lane. Well, the next time Viego dies, it actually really starts from this position. So Sniper's minion wave is building and building, right? It's going to be really big when it crashes into Viego's tower. So what do you think this gives Sniper and maybe his jungler the opportunity to do? Dive in, right? But your jungler, guys, in your elo, let me just say this, is probably not going to recognize this. So it is your job, when you know you have a big minion wave that's crashing under the enemy tower, to ping your jungler. Ask for assistance on the way, ping. Hey bro, let's dive this guy. We have a big minion wave and I'm super strong. Let's kill him. And before your jungler actually does go in, guys, it's important to try to manipulate your positioning to manipulate the positioning of your opponent. Now that may sound weird, but what I mean by this is this right here. You can see that Sniper is holding the right side of this top lane, which in turn will push Viego to the left side and therefore closer to his jungler, which is sitting in this brush. And this makes it so much easier for Fiddlesticks to land all of his stuff, and Viego dies again. Now after this kill, Sniper has a couple of options. He can of course hit this tower or he can recall. But the reason he's hitting this tower, guys, is probably because he needs gold for an item. Otherwise, like I said before, it's probably just a waste of time. So just recall in your games if you don't need the 160 gold. And then he goes for a really greedy play trying to kill the Kindred here, and she lives on about 1 HP after the Iron Spike whip active, which is really unfortunate, but Fiddlesticks does pick up the kill, so I guess it's not that bad. But once again, even though Kindred is getting kills, the Viego is 0-4 in this match. Now another really important concept to understand, guys, if you're playing in the top lane, is understanding Fog of War and what it is actually telling you. So Viper, when he pushes this minion wave out, doesn't really have anything else to do. He can maybe sit in the top lane and wait for Viego to face check him, but the likelihood of Viego doing this, like, he's not going to fall for the same trick. So he decides to farm his Krugs here, which may seem a little passive, but it's absolutely fine because he's getting golden experience. You can see on the map that pretty much all the enemy champions are missing in action here. So there's every chance they are rotating towards the top side of the map, understanding that killing Sniper would be really good for the blue team, so he's just going to chill and kind of wait for the map to actually show. This is such a smart tactic, and giving up maybe 1 or 2 minions for it is so worth because you're forfeiting a bit of presence in the present for safety in the future. Now unfortunately, shortly afterwards, Sniper is going to go for a TP play in the mid lane, and the enemy team ends up getting away. So he kind of wasted his TP here, and then he's going to try and use this LeBlanc, but again he kind of gets unlucky and LeBlanc just lives, and Sniper dies for the 3rd time, but the last time in this game. So his deaths so far have been pretty unlucky, like the enemy champions living on very low HP, but once again, guys, compared to this Viego, he was always ahead of him, and when it's just him and Viego, he is always going to win because of how he's playing and the tips we're talking about. Now I'm going to skip it to this clip right here, guys, because Sniper is going to kill the Viego again, but it really starts with this little play right here, and this is actually something that Khan did in the Camille video we posted a couple of days ago. So after you shove a minion wave out under the enemy tower here, when you run off towards the river, this Viego is going to think to himself, oh, Riven is running towards the river. So the last thing he might expect is Riven and especially Fiddlesticks waiting in the top brush for Viego to move up. So it starts by running towards this point in this rock wall, and once you get past this line, you can then rotate all the way back up into this top lane brush. Viego, unless he has this brush warded, will have no idea you are in here, and it's a great way to pick off the enemy top lane who is unsuspecting your position. And what a surprise, this results in another kill, and this is really what seals the game here for Sniper, because Viego at this point is so far behind him, and I thought I'd show you what this guy does at a 1900 LP level in the laning phase that is so darn good. So take these tips with you guys into your games. If you did enjoy the analysis, please let us know by leaving a like down below, and also make sure to check out the GameLeap website for up to 20 challenger videos a week. That's how much you can get if you sign up. It's linked in the description and comment section, so make sure you do that. And until tomorrow's daily upload, this has been the Cheers.